Data sufficiency, question 234. If Pat saved $600 of his earnings last month, how much did Pat earn last month? So here again we are dealing with a word problem in data sufficiency. So before jumping into the statements, let us reconstruct the question stem first. We've been told that Pat saved $600 of his earnings. So let us keep the earnings of Pat to be X. The question asks us to find out how much did Pat earn last month. So I need to find out the value for X. So this is a value data sufficiency. We need one unique value for X. The first statement tells us that Pat spent half of his earnings last month for living expenses and saved 1/3 of the remainder. Now let's break this statement down. If Pat spent half of his earnings last month for living expenses, so the amount spent on living expenses is going to be half of his earning X, and saved 1/3 of the remainder. So if he spends half of X on living expenses, the remainder is going to be X minus half of X, which is half of X. And he saved 1/3 of the remainder. That's 1/3 of half of X, which is 1/6X. So we know that Pat has saved 1/6 of X. But the question stem tells us that the actual amount saved is $600. So we know that 1/6X is equal to $600, which gives us one definite value for X. So the first statement is sufficient and the two possible answer choices are AD. Now evaluating the second statement individually, of his earnings last month, Pat paid twice as much in taxes as he saved. So if Pat saved $600 and he paid twice as much in taxes, then the amount he pays for taxes is going to be $1,200. Now with these two pieces of information, we can't find out what is Pat's earning. It's impossible for us to find the value for X. So the second statement individually is insufficient, and the answer here is alpha.